So he's Mr. Itchy today, so we're going to take the prong off. We don't need the prong. For whatever reason, it's bothering him today. We don't even stop every 30 feet from the itch. Now, typically when we come here, we need to buy something. But I'm going to focus more on him today. But I don't like to just come in here and abuse their facilities without being an actual customer. So I'll probably call the wife in a minute and figure out exactly what we need. There's always something you need at the Home Depot. Here. And same thing, you're supposed to have your dog. Same thing, I'll get yelled at for bringing a dog in here. Not by Home Depot. Home Depot allows you to bring dogs in here. That's what's nice about Home Depot. You'll see a lot of professional dog trainers are going to Home Depot and Lowe's or whatever other stores that allow dogs. Where else are you going to take the dog to proof him off of this many people, this many distractions? He's never been in a Home Depot before, and I'd say overall he's doing pretty wonderful. You want to check that lady out? So what happens is, at some point I'm going to take him off leash. But my dog's going to behave better off leash than your dog on leash. So it's not so much about having a leash on or not. It's about how much control you have over the dog. I think I'm walking too fast for George. We like to usually come into the kind of the woodworking section. This is typically where they have the forklifts, which make a lot of noise, or the saw blades going. And we like to expose the dogs to all the sight, sound, smells. And now we'll walk this way a little bit and show you how we will transition the dog from on leash, Rufus, come on, to off leash. So they say, for those of you who say that we must always have a leash on the dog while we're in Home Depot, you guys are the same ones that are like the hall monitors in elementary school, smashing people with tickets for running in the halls. Safety patrol. Take your safety patrol somewhere else. Am I walking too fast, George? George is getting that calf workout. So anyways, we're going to go, I'm going to keep the leash on him. But there we go. He's technically on leash. It bothers him more than anything. I'd rather take it off, which we will in a minute. It's kind of a progression of things. No need to rush. No need to just come in here for his very first time in Home Depot and just expect him to be, you know, perfect. We always expect the dog to make a mistake. That's why we have a prong collar. That's why we have an e-collar, in case he makes a mistake. He's a puppy, folks. He does puppy things. So we go out to the outdoor section. Actually, what we'll do is an extended downstay. We'll do it in the lighting section. Let's see. We'll do it right here. It's nice. Come on. First test is if I stop, will he stop and auto sit? Yes, he passed that test. Now I'm actually going to ask him to down. Rufus, down. Stay. Down's a little more for stability. Stay. When you're in a down, we're expecting a little bit more of a stay. Not to say he can't stay in a sit, but down just generally lends itself to more duration. So this is not only obedience, like we're testing him, but if I really, when I do come to Home Depot and I'm trying to buy something, which if I think of what I need, I might need him to downstay. I don't need him to heel while I look at the lights. Can you imagine him heeling next to me while I figure out what I want? That's silly. I'd rather him just downstay. And if he does a good job, his first payment's coming now. So while he's in a downstays, my point is I can look at the item that I need, maybe pick it up off the shelf, whatever, and he can just hang out there and being a good boy. But now that he's done such a good job, we're going to pay him. Good boy. Payment comes between the paws. He's in a down. No sense to pay him necessarily from me. It can come from where he stayed in a down to really reinforce that if you stay in a down, you get paid in the down. Good boy. I think I left my coffee over there. Let's grab it. Okay. Come on. How are you? Now, where things get really tricky is during the checkout line. A lot more people, there's just more energy over there, and the dogs feed off that. And the sliding doors are opening, or whatever you call them, the motion sensor doors. So there's a lot of smell coming in, a lot of sight, sounds, and smells outside. if there's ever a chance for your dog to like bolt away from you, look, if he bolts away from us here, he's not really going anywhere. But you wouldn't want him to bolt out those doors out front and end up in the parking lot, because literally the parking lot's right there. So things are a little more stressful. Heel. Things are a little more precarious out front, and it's busy. You're in a rush. People are waiting in line. They want you to hurry up and pay, and everybody and their mom wants to pet the dog up front. I don't know why. So that the front is a little more stressful, a little more action. We're obviously going to go there, but we like to perfect it here in the back first. Make sure everything's wonderful. Kind of set the tone. And then when he's doing good and we've got whatever we need to go out the front anyways. And that's where obedience is a must. This is where it's not about your dog sitting in your kitchen for a treat. It's about that sit or down stay while I pay for stuff, while I'm checking stuff out of the cart or whatever. I need him to be on his absolute best behavior. Absolute best behavior. Because there's going to be kids, there's going to be people, they're going to go, oh my God, it's Rufus. And they're going to want to pet him. And just because he hears, good boy, just because he hears someone's, just because he hears people talking to him in a smoochy voice or whatever, does not necessarily mean that he needs to, it does not mean to break your downstay. While I'm checking out here and somebody smoochy talks him over there, last thing I need is my dog to break the downstay to go get pet by, Mr. Smoochy Talker or Mrs. Smoochy Talker. So we're going to be seeing that in a short bit. All right, so we made our way over here to the lumber section. One of the other reasons we like the lumber section is they have these carts. And these carts, the way they're designed is they're kind of wobbly, right? And so it's loud, it's wobbly, it's scary. We started him on this about 3 minutes ago. We just did a TikTok video on it real quick. We're sneaking in those TikTok videos when we can. And now he went from terrified of this, now he loves it. In fact, free, I can't barely get him off of it. He'd go back on his own. Why? Because we just charged this up with hot dogs, and he loves hot dogs. So we don't use hot dogs too often, but we will bring out what we call the heavy artillery when we come across something like this that the dog is having issues with. So in fact, the saw blade was just going off. It didn't bother him too much, but if he got stressed out by the saw blade, which he didn't, then we would spend some time over there doing obedience and paying him the good stuff near the saw blades. Stay, stay. And now we're going to take him for a little tour of Home Depot on what's now his favorite cart. What's the purpose of this? This is to build his confidence, just to expose him to different experiences. Maybe one day he'll have to go on a plane ride and they'll put him in a crate and he'll have to be driven around on a forklift or a cart like this. Who knows? Might as well expose your dog to as many different experiences as possible, especially at a young age. 6 months is great. I mean, the earlier the better. An 8-week-old puppy would think nothing of this cart. If I try to do this when he's 5 years old, forget it. It'd be very stressful for him. I mean, this is like Mr. Toad's Wild Ride here. Every time we hit these bumps, good boy. Yeah, so pretty good stuff. You can actually charge this up to be like a place board where he's not allowed to leave it. Right now we just spent, like I said, we're probably 5 minutes in on this particular tool. We're going to go ahead and push it back where it belongs, and then we'll probably go to the checkout line and we'll buy George here a lollipop because he's done such a good job. We'll see you in just a minute. All right, so we finished our adventures in dog training here at the Home Depot. He's done a wonderful, wonderful job. And now we're going to actually check out. Like I told you, this is where a lot more people. He may try to break my side to go have someone pet him. He's not allowed to do that. The line's going to be a little long, so we might cut to the point that we are actually checking out because George's camera battery is overheating a little bit. But yeah, this line is long. Yeah, we could simulate it. That way we don't have to wait in line, but we'll simulate it. Nope. Right here, buddy. Come on. We expect little mistakes like that to happen. I didn't use the e-collar, but I was getting ready to. The problem is dogs are seeing, if you can, take your camera down to about his eye level, but straight out. straight out, like this. That's his view of the world. And pan around. So everybody's legs start to blend together and look the same, right? They just see a bunch of legs passing. So he sees legs, he's like, oh, let me go to the legs. Heel. It's not to make excuses, but understand that that's what's happening sometimes with the dog. So let's do a checkout. Down. Stay. 10, we got something. Checking out. Down. Good. Checking out, putting stuff in there. Paying. Get my bag. And then when you're ready to leave, release the parking brake. Okay, heel. Catch up, George. All right, so we're finished checking out. Again, can I off-leash heel him in the parking lot? Yes, I can, but that would be stupid because just like you saw there, he broke for about a half second, 1 second to go check out that other guy, or he got confused as to who to follow. I don't need that to happen in the parking lot. It's just not worth it. So instead, we'll go ahead and hook him up to the leash. I drape it here because I still want to be hands-free. Anyways, we're going to go out to the car, and that's it, folks. Hopefully you liked it, what you saw. We do this with every dog. Try it with your own dog. Make sure that the obedience is wonderful at home before you come to the Home Depot. See you in the next video. Come on, Bubba.